One of the stories that we always tell here about who we are is when I first got here to Sedona, I was solicited to be in an organization here in Sedona called the SIA, the Sedona Intelligence Agency. It's just like the CIA and the NSA. We collect every bit of information illegally that we can. But the idea is we don't collect any information that is negative or dark. We only collect the good information on everyone and share it with everyone. The good news from Sedona. And part of the way that we do this, we have a secondary program that we do, and that came from our friends from the other dimensions. And we were, in 2012, we were sitting wondering about 2012 and all that would bring forth. And there, on our patio, we were contemplating, and there by the Thunder Mountain, this blue-purple light was pulsing near the mountain, and we wondered what was that? That was very, very interesting, intriguing, and mysterious. And as we watched it, out from behind the mountain came a blue orb, and it was pulsing with violet blue electromagnetic energy, and it was coming around and moving through the air, and it came up Oak Creek, and then it got to where the creek was, and it took a right turn, and then it came up and it hovered over our patio. And we were very excited about this because it was like a big part of the meditation. But what happened was, we weren't afraid or anything, and then this beam of energy came out of the sphere and shot down onto the patio, and there manifested a package. And we were, this is very exciting. And we were just a little hesitant, you know. But it was gift wrapped, like a Christmas present or a birthday present. So this was very unarming of us, because they've gift wrapped it for us. And then written on it in English, and of course now we're really not afraid because it's in English, so they know who we are. So we open it up, and inside it said, it was very simple, it said, just push this button and everything you need to know about what this is about will come to you telepathically. Push the button. Well, every night we're supposed to push this button at midnight. And it goes out and it collects all the dreams that are happening in Sedona and filters them. And it filters only the best creative dreams there are. And then we get them on a little zip drive. And then we're supposed to put it in another slot and push another button, and then it gets broadcast out all over the world to our agents. And we have millions of agents on every continent. And people say, well, how could you do that? I mean, you know, you're in Sedona, where's your budget? Where's your big building? Well, our agents are the artists. All the artists, the painters, the poets, the filmmakers, the musicians, the dancers, the architects. These are the people that we send these creative ideas out to, and all these ideas at their seed core have an energy that creates more compassion, more love, more sharing, more caring, more understanding to the world. So this is what the arts are about for us here in Sedona. And we fall really lovely into that because, well, we moved here 10 years ago, almost 10 and a half years ago now, and we knew a little bit about Sedona and about how art was really a thing here. But then we started, you know, after 10 years, you kind of look into things and you go like, wow, I'm getting the whole picture now. And so we did put out a tape on YouTube, which is the same talk sort of you're going to hear, except ours has more pretty pictures too.
Cool. Yeah.
And that is 14,000, 12,000 BC. The people that lived here, the Clovis people, the Hohokam, the Anasazi, the Mogollon, all these ancient people, they found this place and they felt the energy here. And what they did was they put everywhere their symbols of spiritual communication with the Creator as signs in the caves, on the walls, on the rocks, to leave a permanent sign here that this place is the place where you can receive that energy of spirituality from the Creator, from the heart of nature, and let it come through your soul and align yourself with it. And now rush forward to 1958, which was long before we were any kind of a community except for ranchers and farmers and orchard people. Well, in 1958, this amazing thing happened here. We had a fella by the name of Hamilton Warden came in. He actually came in, I think, 56. He started the Verde Valley School. And what he also did was he inspired by the artists that came here, convinced artists came here. Max Ernst, Dorothea Tanning, Nassan Gabran, an Egyptian sculpturist. And he funded them and bought the first creative art center called the Canyon Kiva Art Center. And that's when the community, arts community, rejoined the world, and artists have now come here and created an art world here. And we still have the art center in a different place, but it's called the Art Barn now. But it was a barn that they used to process apples, and he bought it for them, and they were visionary artists. And then after them, well, before them actually, I found Maxwell Field Parrish came here in 1901 to heal himself in the hot springs of Arizona. And he went to the Grand Canyon, and you can see in his paintings the red rocks portrayed. And then after that, of course, there was Walt Disney, Orson Welles, Lucille Ball. And then today, there's many wonderful, incredible artists here in Sedona and in the state of Arizona. One of my favorite artists that relate to this show, The Language of Living Light, is a fellow by the name of James Turrell. And if you don't know of him, you should, especially if you live here. He is an artist of light, and he only uses light. And he creates light for you to see and be transformed with. And you can look him up on the internet. He has a place up here. It's called the, what's it called? It's up north. He bought a ancient, yeah, it's called, I'm trying to think of the name of the crater. They have a name for it. But it's an old volcanic crater, and he has created one of the largest earthwork sculptures in the world. It is aligned to the light of stars and the planets and the moon. And it eventually will open to the public. It is not now. You have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get in now. But it's about light. And he talks about light too. And light, it's all about light here. And light, we drink light. People don't think about drinking light. But your skin drinks light. It's the only way to get the real vitamin D. It comes from the sun. They cannot duplicate it. And it's all about not only do we drink light with our skin, which is a physical attribute of getting vitamin D, but there's our emotions are fed by light. Put yourself in a dark room for a long time and see how you start to feel. And our minds are fed by light, because light contains all the spiritual energy that is transmitted throughout the universe. And there's a wonderful word called heliotropic. And we all know it's about the way the plants move with the light, but people do the same thing. We have a heliotropic nature. And there's a word, I just learned this, heliotropic hypothesis. And it's about social systems evolving into the most positive images that we hold of ourselves. And we need a lot of light right now. So that's one of the reasons we're talking about the language of light, because we can get from the language of light all these wonderful things that light in our world provides us. And it's absolutely free. So I must have thought about this earlier because I wrote a poem for the beginning of the year called The Year of Liquid Living Light. So here it comes. The Year of Liquid Living Light. Now, in this precious present moment, see it, touch it, feel it, hear it, hold it, and be it. This is it. The light which has given birth to us, to all of life, as it moves on the path of least resistance, in great, great spiral motions, inward into the microcosm, and outward into the macrocosm, creating the infinite loops of vibrating joy, of vibrating love and compassion. Embrace it with your conscious connectivity. Right there in the liquid living light. Right there, there is your center. That's where your peace lives. That's where your happiness lives. This is the mercurial blessing of nature's heart. It's your birthright. Follow your heartbeat. Follow your breath. Follow your blood. Learn the song. Learn the dance. Move in harmony, and then move in joy. You know, novelty, it wins over habit every time. This is the new paradigm. Learn or lose. You have one choice, one way to play, right now, in this present golden moment we share. Well, I have to go into this one here. This painting behind me here, I painted for 2012 because I had so many people coming and saying, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? For years ahead, what's going to happen? I said, well, you know, I always had a good answer to them. You know, I had this to explain to them, but the answer was, if you don't know what's happening now, you won't know what's happening then. So anyway, this painting was called The Timekeepers. This was my interpretation of 2012 via my studies of the Maya. Bringing in the synchronization beam, which is the beam on that side over there, and the waves that are coming over here, and to us and all living beings in 2012, which is exactly what's happening and did happen and is continuing to happen. It's not stopping and starting. It's a process that goes on for a very, very long time, 5,260 years to be exact. But these guys here on this side represents the timekeepers. The one on the bottom represents one day, a kid. The one next one represents a Wino, which is 20 days. The Mayans use a 20-day system of mathematics. The one above is a tune, which is 360 days. And then 20 times 360 equals the K-tune, which is 7,200 years. And then 13 of those equals 5,260 years. That's 13 Baktun. So this was the time that they aligned and saw the alignment with the center of the Milky Way, which is in Sagittarius A, and they saw it 3,000 years before we found it with our Chandra X-ray telescope piercing the dark clouds to discover in the middle of Sagittarius A exactly where that center was. Well, they made their calendar in accordance to that center. So you go, well, these guys knew something about light, and we're still learning about light. And of course, all paintings contain light. It's one of their major components. So we wrote a poem here that I really like. It's called The Language of Luminous Living Light. You can find this one out on YouTube too if you want to hear it again. Light moves as particles. Light moves as waves. Light is the quantum magic. Light is the language of nature's heart. Light is the key to the treasure. Light is the treasure of the stars. Light is equanimous in its language as it speaks in a universal language. That is there for everyone to read and understand. The light of a day tells us a story every day. And the light of the night tells us a story every night. And the light of dawn and dusk tells us a story of the wonder of transformation. The light of our life, that electromagnetic light, that is the light of our beating hearts. Embrace all the light. Learn the luminous, living language of the light, and it will set you free. I like that one, yes. I'm going to embrace the light, yes. Yeah, all right. Okay, well, there's a painting over here, up on the top there. It's a Mayan piece that I did. It's called Shaman Returning from the Portal of the Pleiades. Now, the Mayans and the Hopi, and there's some corroborating facts that the Mayans and the Hopis are really the same people on their migration path, and they ended up here instead of down there because down there was too easy and they lost their way, so they had to come up here. And there's an interesting fact. All those hands you see when you see them on the rocks, that's the sign that said, this is the place. And it's really, really amazing. The Hopi, that's what they were looking for. The 5 mesas make the shape of a hand, but you can't see it from the ground. But that's why they chose their place. That was the spiritual place, the center for them, and that was the sign that they were looking for. And that's pretty cool, I think, really. So, the shaman returning from the Pleiades, and the Pleiades is where a lot of these of our native people believe was their origin place. So this is the poem for that painting up there. And you could see it in the clips, it kind of tells the story. If I had it here, I had a pointer, I'd point to you. But shaman becomes stardust, born from stardust. Biophoton light transmissions, all worlds, all suns, all possible paths. Shaman returns from the portal with the Pleiadian biophoton message. The return of Kukulkan, the union of harmonious male and female, active and receptive, the transformation of life and light, leaving behind the old forms, having the vision of the new models of the singularity, the homo luminous, the beings of light, renewing the ancient bonds of life as it manifests as light into the continuity of the original mind. Okay, we're going along here. I got another one here. This one is a September one. The date's September 1. This is good. Allows this to be read. Can't read this if you're not in September. I made that rule for myself. This one's called Listening to September's Song. I love this one, actually. 3 trillion trees. 3 trillion dancing trees. 3 trillion laughing trees. 8 times as many as we thought. 422 for each of you. All breathing, all living, with joyous heartbeats. I don't think trees are ever unhappy. Their breath is your breath. This is the air we share, a gift from their hearts and nature's heart, with equanimity to all living beings. This is life. This is connectivity. This is interdependence. This is the oneness. It's real. It is the great web of life that we participate in with gratitude and thankfulness. We are blessed each and every precious present moment with the great song of creation. That is nature's heart. Embrace it. Grow closer to it. And then share it. There is the treasure. It is yours. It's your birthright. It's your hyperlink to the transcendent. It is the path of discovery. It's the path of the joyful heart. This is the path of compassion. It is the path of unconditional love. It is the path that we are all on. There we go. That's September's song. As we're heading into the darkness, we've got to have some uplifting stuff, right? That's good. The visible, the invisible, and the indivisible are found in nature's heart. This is about discovering nature's heart. Ancient spiral paths, winding wisdom songs of liquid light, streaming and streaming and streaming through countless hearts of stars. Pleiadian, Syrian, pole star, dog star, Venus, sun, moon, earth, the paths to all our celestial family being. Visible and invisible, sacred sakab, the holy roads, to nature's mystic mystery journey, visible and invisible, pulsing pyramids of healing light and life. Joining the ancestors in the temple of the moon, in the temple of the sun, in the temple of the Hunab Ku, approaching the event horizon of the galactic core. There, the great black transformer, offering a final embrace, the singularity state. Entering the portal of the present moment, connectivity, removing all obstacles, all ignorance, and all darkness of negative emotions. Now reborn, now resurrected into the diamond light rainbow body of the oneness that is the healing heart of the original mind, rejoining the eternal space-time dimension of harmony, wholeness, and radiance, where deep understanding, wisdom, and compassion and love are all in a solid state. It is the dynamics of relationship, sharing, caring, and growing closer to all the worlds of nature's heart in happiness and peace.
No, that's a cough.
Well, you know, one of the things we all know how powerful our time is now, and how we're all having to process a tremendous amount of social energy. And we're all, my main message is community. That what we can take care of is our friends, our family, and our community. And if we can do that, we'll be okay. But
Very well said.
it's so important to focus on what we have control of, or potential to control of, at least. It's like yourself. You can take care of yourself, and then maybe you could take care of somebody else. You take care of our community, and maybe we can help something else. But right now, it's really get down into the heart of your community, and just get in it and support it and be it, and bring the joy to it, and the happiness and the peace and the compassion to it, because the world is in great need. This is a poem that I wrote for a painting that's, it's over there on that wall back there behind the case. It's called The Great Black Transformer at the Portal, The Return of the Galactic Center, 2012. Nothing is ever lost. I wrote this as a part of my experience of 2012. All that happens or appears to happen is nothing more than a change of energy. Everything is and always will be. Without a long-term memory, who would know? The moment is forever present. The portal of the Great Black Transformer, the road to the Great Black Transformer, opens a little more each day, each night. The Earth and solar system, they're streaming 500,000 miles an hour towards our destiny rendezvous with the Great Black Transformer. Mother of all, womb of the heart of hearts, there life and death become one. light bodies flow and merge into their rainbow states, opening the portals of the mysteries and myths not yet seen, where life as we know it has not yet been. That's the return of the Great Galactic Center, 2012.
So we can be assured that we're experiencing life as we didn't know it before. Right? That's something we can all agree upon. It's like, oh, that's never happened before. Well, the good news is there's lots of really good things happening in the same way. And if you really get into the people who are on the edge of discovery of science, the science that is tilted towards the enhancement of life, as opposed to the compression and depression of life, we know that great things are coming if we can just get to them. They're in the stream. They've already been thought of. They've already been conceived, and they're working on them. And we just had, last week, the very first approved genetic repair of genetic diseases or people before they're born, and they can fix them before they're born. It's that kind of thing that we will be able to do. There will be abundance of food. There will be abundance of everything that anyone ever needs. Everyone's education and comfort and everything will be completely taken care of. And that's because abundance is coming. It's science is bringing it to us through nanotechnology, as it's applied to medicine, and precision atomic manufacturing. That's where things get manufactured right there where you want them, out of the molecules and the atoms that exist right there where you are. And this is coming really fast. Well, you know, they have these machines now that they can make a house out of a 3D projector. It's a copy machine that makes houses. Well, it's the same kind of thing that's going to happen, and it's going to blow everyone's mind. You will not know the world you live in 10 years from now, guaranteed, if we can live for 10 more years and not blow ourselves up. But that's the beauty of it. There's this thing that it's just like, the closer we get to annihilation, the closer we get to complete liberation, into a place, a golden age, really, where education and art, you won't have to work for a living. Your job will be to take care of your own psychological state and be creative. It's like they say, you know, how many massage jobs are there now as opposed to then? It doesn't mean you don't do anything, but you're not making something. You're relating to human life and to life forms with care and concern and treating all equal. And that's coming. It's coming if we can just get there.
Did you paint that possibly?
Yeah, all my paintings are that, actually. It's really true. It's where the energy comes from. Because we are living in an age of tremendous transformation. It's called transhumanism. There's actually a word called transhumanism, and it's the belief that we are going to change our world through technology and through our own understanding of how the universe works to a place where we will all be taken care of with all that we need. And you know, we're going to do it. I believe it. I'm an optimist. Now there's another painting that's here. I think it's here. It's called, it's upstairs. It's called She Who Reveals the Master of the Nine Realms. Strange landscape, strange dreamscape, master of the nine realms. Electromagnetic pulsing, pulsing, and pulsing. Heartbeats, heartbeats, heartbeats. The crystal inside the crystal inside the crystal. Energy moving and rotating, rotating. It's rotating. As patterns emerge in shimmering energy. Energy, energy. Nothing is ever lost. It only changes states of infinite patterns, dancing and dancing and dancing in the great circles of the wholeness and harmony and radiance, now transcending the sorrows of the world. And smile, smile, and smile again.
Okay, now we're moving into like impermanence here. It's called day by day. Day by day, we all have something to pay. We all have something to play. We're all looking, we're all feeling, we're all thinking, we're all praying. Our day. Into the darkness, into the light. Every journey, day and night. One way to heaven, one way to hell. Find your path. Be on your path. Make your choice. Like a fruit that was ripe and fell. Okay, we'll go on one more impermanence guy here. See. It's called Precious Human Birth. Dance. 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 Silver turns to gold. Life is just too precious not to just let it unfold. Your path, my path, all paths, going one way. The unfolding, the novelty, the habits, the pleasures, the pain. All remain. Watch them now in their personal display. I got one for each of you if you wish to play. You know the game, it gets serious. If you don't, learn to laugh. If you don't, learn to fly. If you don't learn to have deep understanding, if you don't learn to love, or learn to have peace, learn to have compassion, learn to have happiness and joy, knowing that sooner or later we shall all die. No, it's really, we never know. We talk about this tonight to several people. It's like, what? It's a gift, you know? It's like the most dangerous place in the world now is in your car. 40,000 a year. It's more than get killed in the wars. So you just got to be careful and pay attention and give great gratitude for every moment. Okay. Oh man, I'm going to get worse. Okay, well there's something better at the end. But I wrote a couple pieces that relate to our social, political, economic, crazy state. So this one's called We Lost Our Compass. We've lost our compass in the vastness of space and time, grasping for balance. You know what? We've lost our gyroscope too. You know, it could be too late. We're losing air. We're losing water. We're losing fire. We're losing earth. We're losing space and time. We're losing country. We're losing authenticity. We're losing trust and we're losing truth. We're losing empathy. In the present moment, let's hold hands. Let's hold on to each other. Let's hold together. That's the heart medicine. The only way to come through this perfect wave of darkness and deceit is meditation, finding compassion. It is the compass of your heart and soul. And joyful communication, that goes to your community, your friends, and your family. Change from within. The oneness is waiting for you.
Join the circle of eternal love and set yourself free. That wasn't too bad.
Okay, well, I have to read this one because it's just become so poignant. But it also has a good ending. But it starts out really hard. It's called, I was reading this, writing this during the campaign stuff. And then it was almost like a prophecy, actually. It's called Unleash the Beast. No names are necessary. Unleash the beast. Evil genie out of the bottle. Legions of demons, legions of negative emotion pouring out of Pandora's box. Opened in fear, opened in ignorance, opened in jealousy and hate. You know, the emotional plague, it's gone viral. It's gone super viral. It's gone epidemic. Justified beheadings, backpack suicide bombers, artificial intelligence assassins, all committed in the names of many gods and religions. We say heresy and hypocrisy. You'd better look out, democracy. History tells us you don't always last so long. And I say, people, get ready, there's a train, it's coming. And it's in the form of a wave of sorrow, and a wave of pain, a wave of suffering, and a wave of grief. Now getting immunity, that's the trick. And 1 million children, they all know the answer. They're all meditating for peace. They're all meditating for love. They're all meditating for deeper understanding, and they're meditating for compassion. Teach meditation. Teach compassion. Teach love. Teach understanding. Teach it to yourself. And share it every day with everyone in every precious present moment of awakened consciousness, because we can make a difference. And we do. That's how we meet this incredible force that has become part of our world that we have to relate to. You can't just ignore it anymore. Which is the beauty of it. As I tell people, I am so proud of the people in power who every day there's another one that says, stop. This can't happen anymore. And as that builds up, we'll turn it back. We will. I mean, we have consciousness in this, in our country. And thanks to all the wonderful meditation facilities and the tremendous up movement of people who are looking for that inner message and inner direction, that I totally believe that we're going to be okay. We really are. I'm going to finish with one of my favorite ones, and it's not about people, it's about birds. I love the ravens, I love the crows, I love the jays, the magpies, I love the corvis family. So I wrote a poem about them. It's called My Corvis Council, because I go to them when I want to get, a little bit of help and direction and stuff. So, Brother Raven, Sister Crow, Mother Magpie, and Father Jay. Every day, every single day, you teach us in your invisible, mystical, magical, avian way. Your wisdom and your compassion are your truths. Your voices, your laugh, your cry, they're so varied, songful and harmonious and perfectly pure. Always protecting the Dharma, the teachings of nature's heart. A parent always
in your constant play. The tools you fashion, always with a purpose, to help one another on your way. You mate for life. For the young and old, you always care. In your sacred day, each of you clean up what others have left behind. Your treasures, they're all the things that you find. And your present moment conscious awareness, I wish humans could find, instead of ignorance of every kind. That's it. That's that. So in closing, we just want to thank everybody for coming and sharing and being part of it. We want to thank Rennick for his music and his sound system. We want to thank the people who work here, if I can remember all their names. There's Adana, there's Lou. Oh, there's Cindy, and there's Julie, and there's Crystal. And everybody here, we all create this space. It takes a huge amount of energy, and it takes, we've been blessed with lovely support. So we thank everyone for the support that they share with us. And we always say in the end, do not discount your energy as not being incredibly important in the world. Because every thought you have of kindness and compassion and joy and love, every heartfelt feeling that you put out into the world, every act that you do that brings happiness or joy to yourself or to another thing, another human being, another animal, a plant, whatever. This energy all is real and can be measured, and it makes our world more stable, more harmonious, more peaceful, and more loving and connected to the oneness that we want to be in harmony with. And so each of us have a responsibility to be conscious co-creators in this way. And we thank you for doing that every day, because it is not something that we can stop doing. It just is. Once you get in the boat, you have to row forever. But you can have fun singing songs and playing while you do it and getting to know the guy rowing next to you. So thank you again. It's a pleasure to have everybody here. We hope you come back for the next month where we're celebrating the ancestors again.